there's Asher with his little leg thing. He's trying to get off that Medi Paw boot, which he's already gotten off once. Ashy, Mama's got a Zobi. God dang, look at Asher go. And it's going to come right off. And I just, again, I want to talk about something. Sorry, the back of our house right there is like not great because we have some storage things that are annoying me. Ashy, I know. Now look, it's coming right off. I put that Medi Paw over his cast. I know. All right, Ashy, what I was going to tell the people is about the high arousal with you bullies. And now I got to get off the phone again and fix your little Medi Paw. I do. He's getting annoyed with it, but see there how he ran? Hi, Obi. Yes, my two good boys. They get along great and stuff, but today I'm walking them only out in the yard. I think I told everybody how we walk 7 days a week here, but the thing is, I want to wean that a little bit down and maybe just do car rides for variety or something. Not often, but like giving the dogs at least maybe 1 day a week off, one of the dogs. Asher was always one that would get a couple days off though. Now I say that, everybody else walks 7, but it was because he would love to chase this BALL, which I can't even say, but I don't want to do it now. Look at Obi. Are you excavating a big cavern? Asher, in a second, I gotta turn this off just so I can get your little Medi Paw back on. I'm trying to protect the cast because it's like literally he's had it out 2 days and we've already been back to the vet to rewrap it. So anyway, he's been doing okay. I'm calling it a cast, but I guess it is, well, it is a cast in a way, but not really. It's just a bandage, so I think that might be like a little dramatic on my part. But the idea of it being a soft cast to help the nail grow back. So anyway, what am I saying? Oh, so anyway, would like to cut him back for 1 day a week off because the Val's going to be going on contract again for a while. It's just with Lexi coming the way she was before she had her other job. It was fine because the dogs, she didn't walk them or anything, but the dogs got tons of variety because she would play games with them and do all that sort of stuff. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. But the point is that I've really learned it's not so much that the dogs want to fight, unless you're Willow. It's just that their arousal, as you saw there, it's so incredibly high. The second there's a sound this morning when the heat came on, because our heat's getting older, and Obi started barking because he heard it, and he's a Doberman, that's normal, but then these guys just go berserk if they think anyone's visiting or they think anything is happening. And they are very well behaved dogs, other than when you first come into the house like that. And we just haven't really, especially during the pandemic, had many visitors, so that's the thing. It feels like they're wildly undisciplined. So we have some friends coming in soon from out of town. I'm gonna have to give them rules and warnings for when they first get in, because again, with these guys, it just is like a match to fire if there's too much excitement. So that's just a little bit about the bully arousal, right, Obi? Obi's mellow. And this is another thing. Again, I've talked multiple times about how I use my calming aids, right, Obi? And Obi had 2 of them today. Is that what that yawn is from? All right, boys, we're going to walk around the yard just a little bit more. Come on. Let's go this way with Mama. Good boy. Look at Asher. He doesn't let that little cast or whatever we want to call it stop him. But see, here they're both really good. I don't worry about competing. I still do worry about fence fighting, which we've never had, I thought, until about a week or 2 ago when Asher, who I think was kind of pent up from all the heat cycles and everything, he actually started biting at Willow, and thank God, of all dogs, she just ignored him. I guess she just probably knows it's his neuroses or something, because she doesn't ignore anyone else who does that to her, especially never take a chance if you don't know her. But anyway, so what was I going to say also? Oh yeah, that is one really bad thing, is Westminster got rescheduled, and I'm very excited to go. But speaking of heat cycles, it's going to be right again when Willow and Daisy, look at this hole that they've dug, you guys, these holes, but especially this one, it's like a cavern. Look at that. Obi, Ashy, is this your guys' huge hole over here? Is this your huge hole? I mean, I'm pretty worried almost that this tree might fall down, so I need to ask Al to fill that in. Anyway, Westminster, yeah, timing wise could not be worse. It's going to be right when the girls are both going into heat again. That's why I think by March or April at the latest, end of April, I'll make a decision, and we may spay Willow in May. It's going to be really hard because Daisy, even if she is fertile and all that, I worry about what apparently they're worrying about in England nowadays, which is if you breed for the standard or even smaller, you got a 14-inch 24-pound female, for example, which thankfully Daisy's going to be about 14 inches, but I think she's going to be a little closer to, 31 pounds or something, or maybe she'll be 14 and a half. It sounds like a lot, but when I compare it to Willow, who's 14 and a half, I'll have to measure. I think she might even be closer to 15. She certainly doesn't look like a large female compared to others in the ring, and she even has a lot of white, but let's assume she is 15 and a half. I actually haven't wicked her like Asher, and she's not going to be weighing much more right now than, say, 32 pounds, I'd say. And she can sustain huge litters, but I do worry about Daisy's capacity because she's just visually smaller, and I don't anticipate her to get much bigger. I don't mind. It'd be great if she had 4 to 5 puppies. That's no problem. It's just the problem is we want them to be naturally had. So hopefully that doesn't have as much to do with their actual size as like the canal. And she certainly has substance. There's no question of that. So anyway, I'm rambling more than I thought, but that's some of the stuff I'm wrestling with. And the older I get, the more I know you can't make every decision months and months ahead. That's always been me my whole life, is prepare for every single scenario 5 months ahead and never be caught unprepared or without a plan. But I think, because I do have a beautiful outcross dog I'd like to consider Willow for, but I just don't think it's going to all work out with Westminster if I really want to do that dream. And then just to wrap it up and say this, I'm just scared to death about Westminster because I've got about a show a month planned for the next few months, and none of them are outside, and they move Westminster to outside. And Asher, he just loses his mind, especially if the girls will have just been in heat. So I don't know what to do because we can't get there much earlier because I'll probably fly, but Asher's going to probably be driving with Alita, and then there's no way to get him there that much earlier to practice on the grounds. And I'm telling you, it was a joke in Palm Springs how bad he was. So I'll just have to figure stuff out like that. And I guess what I'll do is maybe try to get any pointers about showing male dogs that go crazy with the smells of females, for one. And secondly, is I think I'll try to take him to some outside handling classes. All right, there we go. Bye.